Hey, how's it going? It's Derek Johnston here. This tutorial I'm going to show you how to cut out difficult objects in Photoshop, specifically things that are difficult as in moving or like this. I'll show you how to cut out smoke from a background, even if the background was blue, or as long as it's a solid colour. We're going to be doing all this, creating masks and things using channels, and that's basically it. So if you've got things like hair, which is pretty cool, moving blurred parts like these rotators here, rotors, whatever they're called. I don't know, I'm not a helicopter expert. I'm going to show you how to manage to get all that out, compositing into a different photo here. Get rid of these balloons, and we're going to make a really small composite using these three things. I'll show you how to colour match it all in just a few clicks. So what we do is, to start off getting channels, you need two separations between the background and what you're cutting out. So when you look at your channels over here in this palette here, if you haven't got it, you're going to have to go up to Windows and show channels. It's in there somewhere. There it is, and it should pop up. So flip through each channel to find which one's got the best contrast between the background and the subject you're trying to cut out. Okay, it's usually the blue, as we've got sky on this one, but I'm going to show you anyway why this would be difficult. The background and the foreground are very similar in colour, so that's no good. The green channel is a bit better. You can see where we're going here, can't you? And this channel has got a lot of contrast between what we're cutting out and the background. So you start off by duplicating that, and I always like to give it a quick levels adjustment as well. So I want to get the sky as bright as possible and the helicopter as dark as possible. So we're going to select the sky with the white picker tool, and then we're going to do the same for the helicopter on the patch that's sort of medium-ish. Might be able to do a different colour, try that one. That's too much, it's bringing up too much detail here, so just slim that back a bit. Let's do the white again for up here. That should be alright. Next we invert it. This is where we're starting to create a mask. It's basically editing a mask that we can then turn into a selection. Okay. So what I'm going to do is work on the difficult areas first, which is mainly this glass. I'm going to invert it again back to normal. Get my burn tool out by pressing O. Should show up down here with the hand and the burn tool. Exposure somewhere around 30. Decent sized brush, and start burning in the bits we want to keep in the photo. And then just click the RGB button to see where you're going with this each time. You'll see that these bits are sky, 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 and sky here. So we can make all of this black here. All of these bits here black. There is a few small details of reflections on there. Start going along here. Just create a rough edge with it for now. You don't have to be too picky. Again, if you get stuck and can't see exactly what you're doing, go in and hit that RGB and then back onto your blue copy. You can always rename that. We'll just call it mask for now, so you don't click the wrong layer by mistake. Get this in here. We'll go around at the end and touch some bits up with the brush tool. Where are we going with this? bits. Not too dark. It is glass, and most of what you're seeing that's black here at the moment is reflections that we want to try and keep that are on the glass. Have a look at that again, because I think I've messed it up. It should be alright. Sharp edge, that bit there. Make these nice and sharp. It does take a little bit of time doing this sometimes, but it certainly beats going around every pixel with a pen tool if you want to go that route for it. And just by darkening areas down, we can get all these little wires that are here, these little intricate bits, just by burning them to create your mask. Even these bits here, old bit of rope or whatever it is stuck on there. Like I say, I'm just going around the edges, not too particular about these bits here, because I'm going to get all of that with the brush in a bit. Just make more of a defined edge. There's a few problem areas on here as well, which I'll show you how to sort out in a sec. Like this line here, this is actually a highlight. I'm not going to burn that down because it's pure white. But I'll show you how to fix that in a minute. So we'll come back to those bits. Get the bits we can at the moment. A bit more on the aerial. Edge here. Now, is that see through? No. So I want all of that to be sorted out in a minute. Brush a little bit bigger. Right, so I'm going to get rid of that bit, keep those two bits there. That's already done. I'm going to keep this bit here. And then here. And these little hangy bits. Some blurry wires. They're not going to matter too much. There we are. Worry about those in a bit. Get this edge. Get this edge. So I'm going to fill everything else in with a brush tool in a minute. I'm not too worried about certain areas. And I'll show you some tricks with a brush tool as well for making nice straight edge selections. I'll say tricks. Trick. So which bits of this do we need to keep? That bit there and those bits there. Right. So get the soldier. A bit there, not worried about that. Small brush. That's alright. That'll do. Keep rid of that bit. Right, he's alright. Right, ready for the brush tool now. So get your brush tool. 100 on 100 on flow and opacity. Make sure the edge is just a little bit soft, not too razor sharp. I'm going to fix these bits here. So you can see what this is a highlight going across. So you're not going to get that with a burn tool. So you can start by rounding it off. Then when you come onto a straight edge, You can tap, hold down shift and tap again, it gives you a straight line. So that bit there needs to be. There we are. What's going on with these? A bit there and a big bit there. That's that bit sorted. And there's another problem bit there with the reflection. We'll go around, tap, shift, tap, there you are. Do your nice straight lines. Tap, hold down shift, go to where you want it to go, and click shift, tap it again, and it will create you a straight line. So now that I went around the edge with the blur tool, I'm just going around with the brush tool to get all the bits that not the blur tool, the burn tool, get all the bits that wouldn't burn down for us. At the minute I'm just worrying about the edges. Spotlight. All of that in there. Bit there. Right, zoom out a bit and see where we are. Now I can just fill all these in. With a brush tool. Let's sort it out in a sec. Where are we going with this? You can see where this is going with the selection, can't you? And how easy it is to make crazy selections. Right, a couple more bits to fix. Back to the burn tool. So I need to keep everything there and that bit there. Get this burnt down a bit. Back to my brush. Get all these bits out. What's going on here? Right there, okay. Right, that's that. Let's burn some of these in just a little bit more. Just give them a bit more of a selection. That's pretty cool. That's nice. Those ones are alright. Right, so that's our mask. What we do now is, because it's inside out, it's inverted, I'm going to flip it, Control I. Anything that's white is going to keep, anything that's black is going to go. Anything in between, like these blurry bits, is going to be semi-transparent. So, duplicate your layer, go back into channels, hold down Command or Control on Windows, click the mask. Let's now give you a selection. Back onto your layer and apply a mask. There we go, perfect cutout. Press V for move tool, hold down shift, and drag it into your background. Let go. Look at that. Let's get rid of these balloons. Do is press L for lasso tool, circle around this guy, hold down shift, you see the little plus sign coming up to add to that selection, circle around this guy. I'm just going to use the content aware fill so it looks alright on this particular picture. So you go to edit, fill, content aware on the drop down, click OK, it'll have a think. There you go, and it get rid of it. Put your helicopter back. Let's move this guy up a little bit. Not that one. There you go, he's back up there. Now for the smoke. You're probably looking at this thinking, God, how am I going to cut that out? It's easy. Channels. Choose the one with the best contrast. Kind of like the red one, so duplicate that and we'll sort the layers out, levels. Just pull that up so we've got pure white in the photo. Maybe just push it just slightly past it. There's our mask for that layer, so duplicate that layer, channel, command, click on your copy, mask, perfect smoke. Let's drag it in. Hold down shift, move tool, drag it over, let go. Alright. Now select the mask on the cloud, we'll call it smoke. Select the mask, get your brush tool, nice low flow of 15 or something, and a nice soft brush. Let's just blend, what's going on my computer? Let's just blend out some of the rubbishy square edges and the dark patches that we don't need. You can see how we've cut this out, can't you? It's easy, isn't it? Let's work on the background for a second. Duplicate the layer. I want to reduce the saturation because it's a bit rubbish. It's too bright and cheery for me. Now stamp all, this is Command, Alt, Shift and E, or Control, Alt, Shift and E on Windows. We're going to match in these two to colour balance it a bit. So we put that to the top, call it balance, so you know which layer we're working on. Image, I'm going to give it an average blur. There you go. We set that to colour. Hide it for a minute. Group these two guys, so by holding shift and selecting individually, that will select those. Command or Control G for the group, we'll call it chopper and smoke. Put it over there. Now we're going to create a clipping mask. If you hold down Alt, you see this little go between the two things, two layers, you see this little arrow pop up and click it. What that does is it creates a mask from the opacity of the two layers in here, and it will only show the balance layer on whichever's opaque below it. So reduce that opacity a bit and then bring it in probably somewhere around 20–30%, and that will balance the colour with the background a bit better. And I'm going to do the same again with the chopper to make the blades come out a bit better as well, because they're a bit faint, especially this back one. So add a new layer, Alt, hover between the two, click. Grab a brush, select the colour from the photo, and just give it a few strokes over there, and you can see those coming back. A bit more full on that there, on these blurred areas. And we can do the same again using the sort of red colour that was on the tips of the helicopter originally, and we'll see what that looks like. There we are. There, and that bit there was red, and that bit there was red. There you go. So you just cut out moving helicopter rotators, added in some smoke behind it, all using channels, very difficult selections. And as you can see, if we hide the smoke a second, even all the bits that we did in the window here, if you move it behind the mountains, you'll see that the mountains show through the window. You see it there? Behind the guy, you can see all that under there. And it's obviously the same with the smoke. It's pretty cool, huh? So imagine what you can do with that in your compositing next time you do a mad photo. It's good on hair, it's good on smoke, it's good on dust, it's good on spinning bike spokes, anything like that. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my website, www.derrickjohnston.co.uk. Cheers guys.